So I got my hearing aids. I know some of my friends and family who are watching this right now are pretty shocked and are probably wondering, wait, why do you have hearing aids? I didn't know you needed hearing aids. I didn't know I needed hearing aids until I had to wear a headset on for my left ear, and as I moved it to my right ear, I noticed that I couldn't hear well out of it, which led to me going to the doctor and seeing if they can clean out my ear to see if I could hear better. And once they told me that my ear was pretty fine on the clean side and that I should take a hearing test, that's when my world kind of went upside down. Now, my hearing history started since I was born. I was born hard of hearing. I couldn't hear very well to the point where it took me till the age of 4 that I was able to speak. My mom told me that I learned a few sign languages signs. I could not communicate well. I remember from my childhood that I kind of had a problem with speaking. Whenever I had conversations with my brother, he would always shush me and tell me, Alex, you're speaking way too loud, you're yelling. And I would be so confused because I would think I would be speaking in a normal tone or like using my a normal volume in speaking, but when in reality I was speaking really loud. When you are hard of hearing, it's kind of hard to distinguish how loud you actually are speaking because you can't really hear your voice that well. It was really hard for me to have conversations with people. Someone would say something to me and I couldn't hear them, so I'll say, hey, can you please repeat that? And then they'll say it again, and then I'll just look at them like, I didn't quite catch that. Can you please repeat it again? And they would just get super discouraged and frustrated trying to repeat the conversation that they've been trying to have with me and said, you know what, just forget it. It doesn't matter anyways. For me, it was really hard at times to have conversations with people because it felt like they thought that I wasn't truly listening to them. And the issue was I couldn't hear them that well. It became a habit for me that whenever I was having conversations with people, I would have to look at them and really concentrate on their voice. It was super difficult to have conversations with people in loud places such as in a cafe or if I'm at a park. I would just stare at my friends for a long time trying to concentrate on their voice to be able to respond to them and to let them know that I was listening. But having other noises interfere was always such a battle for me. So as I mentioned before, when I went to try to get my ears clean, my doctor told me that they were pretty clean, so then he recommended me to go to a hearing doctor. So I did a few tests and they put like these headsets in my ear and did different sounds on my left ear and on my right ear. After doing these tests, my results were that I lost 25% on my left ear and I lost 75% on my right ear. I was really shocked. I had no idea that my level of hearing was super imbalanced. It was such a relief to finally know that there was a problem that was happening and why I wasn't able to hold certain conversations or why I wasn't able to hear people well. But at the same time, as I learned of this news, I was a little sad. I was a little bit scared too. My doctor told me that it could be a chance that as I go along in the future that I could lose more of my hearing. And he doesn't really know what's wrong with my ear until he does an open ear surgery. My doctor told me there is a chance to fix my hearing by doing open ear surgery, but by doing so, my doctor said that it's a 50-50 chance that I could get either better hearing or I could get worse hearing. I decided to go with getting hearing aids, and if in the future I want to get a hearing surgery, I will consider it. I kind of feel like I don't want to go down that route in risk of losing my hearing. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty devastated to learn that I was losing my hearing. I struggle with anxiety, which tends to make me overthink things and kind of think of scenarios that most likely wouldn't happen. All of these what ifs started swarming into my head, and it just made me super duper sad and discouraged. Some of these thoughts that I would be having would be, what if I can't hear my friends anymore? What if I can't hold conversation anymore? What if I can't listen to all these jokes or my friends' laughter? What if I wouldn't be able to hear my future husband being able to tell me that he loves me? What if I wouldn't be able to hear my babies or my kids, their cries or their laughters, or missing any of those great experience? I know it was a little bit of an overreaction that my thoughts were bringing to my head. My anxiety can sometimes be manageable to the point where, like, I know that I'm overreacting and I can say, okay, Alex, just stop. That's not gonna happen. You're gonna be okay. But then there are days where I kind of agree with my anxiety and I let it consume me, which was what was happening at that point. When I got home, I told my mom the news that I needed to get a hearing aid. I was pretty bummed about it because I didn't want people to look at me differently, which is again another overanalyzing from my anxiety, because how the heck are people gonna see my hearing aid with my long dark hair? But my mom told me something that was super duper helpful for me. She reminded me that my hearing aids are like glasses for people. There are a lot of people who wear glasses to see better. And so that's what my hearing aids was for me. It was to help me hear better. It's super common to see a lot of people wearing glasses out in public, but I just don't see a lot of people wearing hearing aids. Or maybe they are wearing hearing aids and I just don't realize because I'm not right next to them, or maybe their hair is covering it. For my hearing aid, they had to take a mode of my hearing. Because I lost 25% of hearing on this left ear, it didn't really qualify for a hearing aid because it was very mild and wasn't a high moderation of hearing loss like my right ear was. So they took a mode of my right ear right here. This is what my hearing aid looks like. As you can see, my little hearing aid mode is very clear, so you can't really see it in my ear. Even when I have it in a ponytail, you can't really see it. It took me a while to get used to putting my hearing aid on and taking it off a lot of times. And I still struggle at times putting it on. See, you can barely see it when I have it on too. When I first put these hearing aids on in the office, it was super duper weird for me. He placed the hearing aid inside my ears and turned it on. Once these hearing aids were on, half of my hearing, it felt like I was hearing someone talking through a microphone. My hearing aids are giving me an artificial hearing, and there's a little microphone that is on the thingy that wraps around the ear that amplifies all the noises that I'm hearing into my ear. My doctor told me it will take me a little while to adjust to the hearing because I was hearing two different kinds of hearing. The normal kind of hearing on my left side, and then a weird microphone amplified type of hearing on my right side of the ear. He installed 3 different programs on my hearing aid, so I can just press a button if I want to lower the sound, and press it again to lower it even more, and press it once more time to go back to the normal sound of hearing. My best friend Megan was with me as I got my hearing aids, so when we walked out the door, I just started hearing a lot of things I didn't really hear clearly before. I was able to hear my nails scratching on my jeans. I was able to hear the crisp sounds of my foot stepping on leaves. We had to drive to my friend's wedding rehearsal after I got my hearing aids, and it was so cool being able to hear all of the sounds and just hearing all of my friends once I got there. I have some friends who tend to be on the more softer side of speaking, or who tend to mumble a lot. So it was always super difficult for me to listen in when they were talking to me or they were having conversations with my friends. And having these hearing aids really helped me to communicate and being able to listen to what they were saying. Then the next day, it was my friend's wedding, and I was able to hear my friend's conversation inside of a noisy room, which was, praise the Lord, a great accomplishment for me. Not only that, I was able to hear other conversations of people in the room, which was so weird. Because before it was so hard for me to distinguish the conversation that my friends were having right in front of me in a noisy room, and now I was able to concentrate. I was able to listen to their voice and also listen to some of the other conversations around the room. Before I end this video, I'm just going to show you what my doctor gave me. The first item is this little case right here. Just press the button and I just put in my hearing aid right here. He told me to always put it inside this case or in a case because dogs and cats love to chew on hearing aids. It's really important to keep these things safe and not chewed up because hearing aids are super duper expensive. He also got me this small little one that I am able to put into my purse in case I go to places or I end up spending the night at my friend's house, which tends to happen a lot. I also have this little cleaning cloth for my hearing aid after I take it out because it tends to be super duper wet inside my ear. I know it's really gross. He also gave me this tiny little brush and needle thingy at the end of the brush so that I'm able to clean out the wax that tends to get stuck inside my hearing aids. Again, gross, but it's very useful. I also have my little hearing aid manual and also a little tips for wearing hearing aid for the first time. I also got these batteries as well. Each little battery thing lasts 6 to 7 days. At night, I have to pop open the battery so that I'm not wasting it when I go to sleep and put it into my case. And then once I'm using it, I just click it back in to turn it on and just put it back into my ear. So then I am able to hear well. Ugh. So this is my experience of using a hearing aid. I am so happy that I was given this opportunity to be able to hear well. I feel like my life has improved a whole bunch now. I just want to thank my family and my friends who continue to support, love me, and pray for me. I really appreciate when you guys pray for me. It makes me feel super safe, super secure, and being able to go out into the world with confidence. If you guys have any more questions or comments about what it's like wearing a hearing aid, then just leave a comment below because I know I must have missed something that I should have added into this video. If this video was very helpful for you, please leave a like and also subscribe to my channel right here. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter at BerryQuirky. My videos are posted on Tuesdays. So until then, I'll see you next Tuesday, guys. Thank you.